We're now going to take a look at filling out your AMIP time series reports. We start in Solution Builder, connected to your LIMS device, so the LIMS device should be appearing in the tree. In order to fill out the AMIP report, we should have already downloaded the header information from previous instructions. Header information describes who you are, what job you're working on, and what parts you're trying to print. So now we can go into the AMIP icon in the toolbar, which is the blue swirl, and we'll do the entire reporting in this dialog. We won't have to interact with the tree the way we had done previously. So you can maximize the dialog to take over your screen to give you some room to work. The tree under Job Histories for Time Series Report reflects all of the jobs that have been recorded on your particular LIMS box. So we can select any of those jobs and then generate. Now let me tell you about the icons a little bit. There is a branch for local, which means what are the jobs that have been copied over already to your LIMS device. They're represented by a green check mark here in the branch of the trees. So you can select either your local copy or the LIMS copy of that job report, looking at it by date, time, and the name of the file that was used. Once you've selected the job that you're interested in, you would click Generate. Generate is now asking for the header file from the previous step. So I'll look at a build template and I'll select an ATI header file for our friends at ATI. We'll open that up, and now we look at the information that is available. It's already filled out the header of saying that it was ATI, and brought in the job ID, the part UID, and the supplier UID, which identifies it to the LIMS, and it also identifies it to the AMIP system, so we can connect all of the data from everything that's happened for this part. Now, in the printing step, we've gone through the time series data that's available in the job history and filled it out as best we can. There are things that we can't know, like when did you calibrate the machine? So just double click on that and it'll bring up a time picker for any of the date specific information. And you can go ahead and go through the time date picker and enter the time, or we gave you convenience of just selecting the start time or the end time for that particular run, and then save it, and you see that information's been filled out. So you go down through each one. When did you acquire the filament? Let's say we did that back in January on the 18th. We'll go ahead and save that. The filament lot number, the infill density, overlap, infill pattern, and let's say we made a mistake. We can always go in and make a change. Any notes? Lost power, 1 hour into run, continued. And maybe we don't like what we put in there, we'll fix it. Nozzle diameter, the part file that we ran, test.g code, for example. So again, simply just going down through. If you need to take a break, you can always save the file at any point and reload it right here into the system. In this case, this is a material extrusion. So we have two possible extruders. If you don't have the second extruder, you don't have to fill out the information. Print speed. We're almost done. And serial number. Okay, so as we were able to fill out the information that we have for us, now we're ready with the completed part. We can always save our AMIP report before we move on. And if you've already saved it, you can save over it. So you're continuing to update your report. And now we're ready for two steps. Either we are connected to AMIP directly from the LIMS box, then we can simply select send. We've already saved the report, so if we're air gapped, Some of our suppliers are air-gapped, which means they are not connected to the cloud, cannot talk to AMIP. Then they're going to follow the next set of instructions, which is how to take that report, the AMRP file that we saved off here, and manually copy it up. Or if you are connected, you get the ease of just hitting send, and it'll ask you, will you like to send your report, your AMRP file, to AMIP through the LIMS, and you can select OK. And now it's going to take that file over to the LIMS, and the LIMS is going to copy it up to AMIP for you and report its success. If there's any issues, it'll report them here, and then you can go and manually copy it up, or maybe reset the connection and then send this report at a later time, and you'll click OK. And that concludes the process of reporting your AMIP files, which is open up the AMIP swirl on the toolbar, select the job, fill out the information, save it, and send it. That's the process. Thank you very much.